So tell me what you know about cricket. What do you know about tennis?
I don't know about cricket.
I know, and that's what.
A day in Professor Davis's class is always a speaking challenge for students at Florida A&M.
Okay, are you set? In 3, 2, 1.
Figure out the charges against him. Florida.
Know your story. When you know your story, you can talk for 2-3 minutes.
His last loss was on January 29th.
You haven't been practicing.
Mr. Delegal was found to be mentally insufficient.
I saw when you started ad-libbing. That's very good. That means that you know your story.
Studies show that's, oh my gosh, can I find out?
That's it. This is your last shot. The only problem you had was when you frowned when you forgot something.
But Davis believes that all his students can overcome their struggle.
Wait a second. You have a script when you're on the air?
No.
No, you don't. You're just talking, aren't you? Same thing.
One of the first things I noticed is that the value system of FAMU students is one that I think is admirable, that would be admired by major corporate media. I believe that it's a major plus for them. And they don't recognize it, most of them. They are what they are, but when I see them or when other people come in from the outside who are part of major media, they notice something about FAMU students in the journalism school.
At the beginning of each class, Davis operates his classroom as a newsroom by demanding that each student comes prepared with at least 3 current events. Students fight for Davis's attention so they can be the first to have their current event on the board. Davis says he practices this method to prepare students for the real journalism experience.
The North Korean leader stressed the military. He stressed the need for strong military.
Fourth-year broadcast student Devin Iverson says she respects Davis's teaching tactics because it helps her to keep up with news of the world.
Well, first of all, he has gotten me to read the New York Times. I never read the New York Times. I haven't been a fan of the New York Times, but now I'm actually subscribed to the New York Times. And I make sure I pay him every month, and I actually read it for enjoyment, not just for class, and I think that's something that I'm going to keep up.
She says Davis's inspiring words have a direct impact on not only her speaking ability, but her life overall.
I don't know, he's just noticed something in me that other people don't notice, and it took him a while to notice it, but he noticed it right away, and I can tell he wants me to be good at what I do. Like, he motivates me, and he definitely stays on me. That's something that nobody else ever does.
Local events. CT 24/7 created the screens. They installed them at NYU dormitories. Officials say that the screens will provide in time of day
Things. Once you feel as if you have to look back to try to remember something, start ad-libbing. You know the story. Just tell the story. You'll be good, okay? Good job bringing it to life.
Experience. There are some weaknesses here that I see. They're writing, some students, not the majority of them, but some of them have writing issues in terms of writing well. And I've discovered that has a lot to do with self-confidence more than the actual skill of writing. A lot of them want to speak clear, proper English. They do, because they want to be competitive. And they can turn on the television news and see how anchors speak and reporters speak and say, that's what I want to do, and I also want to speak as they do. They want to do it, they're ready to do it. A lot of them aren't sure if they have the tools, if they have the discipline, if they can go about doing it. And all I do is show them a pathway.
He only had, what, 12 points in that game? 15 points? Points. Thank you.
Professor Davis says he has his students set up speaking groups every Friday so they can practice speaking properly in casual conversation. Students discuss a wide range of current events.
And then they also don't need to focus on our school just because, we had a drum major die.
And are challenged by each other when they are speaking improper. Karan Stevens says the speaking group has increased his speaking abilities drastically.
Me personally, my hardest battles was my S's and K's. Like, it's hard to hit those. And also, I noticed with everyone in the group, hitting T's at the end of words is also a hard one. It's just something we have to get used to. And Professor Davis says basically it could be from our environment. Not everyone that we're around on a daily basis speaks well. So our environment is a major reason why. So that's why this speaking group actually was established to put us around more people that want to progress their speaking.
put together this small list of words, and then I passed them out to all my students and to other faculty members as well. And it's an example of words that are mispronounced and how they should be pronounced. And I'll just read them to you quickly. Kilt, you hear that a lot. And someone, you should say killed instead of kilt. Important should be important. President should be president.
A conversation where it's eight.
That's what I was saying.
Where'd you come from?
Okay.
Fourth year broadcast student Jasmine Mitchell says it is quite difficult to hold a casual conversation and speak properly in the group sessions.
Yes, sometimes it kind of gets annoying when somebody interrupts you and tells you to hit your T's, or you said or you said like, or used your wrong speech markers. It's kind of annoying, but it definitely helps because some people don't realize that they're using speech markers or that they have an accent that prevents them from pronouncing words correctly.
Zimmerman killed.
Oh my God. You didn't say killed. You said it. You said it right.
I said it right.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Zimmerman killed. I really try to make sure I
you said
get
it. It's okay. You did. Keep going.
Maybe the most difficult objective for the students is doing a 10-second stand-up and an as-live presentation in front of the class every meeting. Davis says it helps the students in many ways.
That works in two ways. The 10-second stand-up, if you can master writing a 10-second stand-up, that means you're able to write quick, short sentences. And also you have to be able to deliver a 10-second stand-up. And really it's about 7 seconds, as I tell them, because 3 of it is your name and where you are. And they learn to bolt out that information and to, in terms of the presentation side, when they have to do more than a minute of presentation, that's where we really get into details about how you're going to present.
Davis says he's noticed much improvement in many of the students over the course of the 2 semesters he's been at Florida A&M.
In 3, 2, 1.
Best Buy is still investigating its former CEO's conduct. Ryan Dunn stepped down on Tuesday. Dunn was the CEO of the company since 2009. He had worked for Best Buy since 1985.
Hunger Games director Gary Ross announced Tuesday that he won't return for the sequel. A fixed and tight production schedule was cited for him not returning. This news came as a shock to Lionsgate Studios.
Alma's going to have about 66 radio antennas, and it will allow them to look at the universe deeper. Scientists are going to be able to look at stars, they're going to be able to look at clouds of cold gas and other things.
Instagram users have a new overlord. Facebook bought the company for about $1 billion on Tuesday. This is a major deal that seems to be changing the market. Instagram is one of the few mobile apps to be this successful. The app allows its users to post various pictures with photo filters, follow other users.
His goal is to have students see themselves as game changers in the world as he continues to instill the confidence they need in the journalism field.
To understand that someone can walk into this journalism school and see that it's state of the art, and they understand that there are FAMU grads doing powerful things in media right now, and to understand that's what they're walking into. It's none of the other stuff that your friends may have told you about before you got here. You're walking into a culture of African Americans in journalism who have set the sights on achieving, and many have achieved.
This is Jadon Sweet reporting for News 28.5.
You want to do that. You know the story. Tell me the story. In 3, 2, 1.